Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this afternoon broadcast, this unusual matchup between the Fisher College Falcons and your Bryan College Lions. I'm Grayson Whaley alongside my good friend Daniel Cox, bringing you Bryan College baseball here. A beautiful day for baseball, Daniel. Should be an exciting one.
Grayson, I'm excited to be out here. The sun's shining. It's a Monday morning, the Monday before spring break to be exact. So there's some light at the end of the tunnel, but also the sun shines out. We're going to get watch some good baseball today. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Fisher College comes into this matchup 3-4 on the year. They're from Boston, Massachusetts, so they get a little later start on their season being up north, but they've come down here to Dayton, Tennessee for this weekend series that kind of had an unusual twist, Daniel. It was supposed to be a Friday-Saturday matchups, and it was between Fisher College, Indiana Tech, and, of course, Bryan College. And because of the rain, the weather kind of pushed it back, and then because Bryan doesn't play on Sundays, we had a Saturday doubleheader against Fisher College. We won that one 8-5. We fell in the second game to Indiana Tech.
Oh, okay.
And then here we are playing Fisher for the second time on this Monday. I guess officially still morning. It's 11:55 here in Dayton, Tennessee. So Fisher has shown some, just kind of looking over their previous games, they've shown some good tendencies, but they're 3-4 on the year. They fell to Bryan 8-5 in extra baseball Friday or Saturday. And they're going to come looking for redemption here this morning.
Yeah, Grayson, I was here for the game Saturday, and definitely a lot of things that if they kind of iron out some just a couple miscues, it could have been a very different outcome of that baseball game. I would expect, again, like you said, they've only played – this will be their 8th game of the year. I would expect things to start picking up for these guys. It's hard to just start the season hot.
Yeah.
And so the way they looked the other day, they've definitely got the ability to do some damage.
Yeah, they've played 7 games on the year compared to Bryan's 17. Of course, that's just that's the nature of the beast. Being from Tennessee, we can start our season pretty early. But let's walk through the lineups for those listening. For the Fisher Falcons, leading off, number 2, playing shortstop, Armando Torres, batting second, playing catcher. Number 5, Miguel Torres, batting third in the DH position. Number 34, Evanuel Hernandez, batting fourth, playing left field. Number 10, Tim Catalano, batting fifth, playing first base. Number 24, Michael Stiletto, batting sixth, playing third base. Number 9, Jeremy Renta, batting seventh, playing right field. Number 57, Yariel Salinas, batting eighth, playing second base. Number 22, Antonio Fontanez, batting ninth, playing center field. Number 1, Kobe Johnson, and pitching for Fisher is number 26, Vance Serrano. For your Lions, of course, this is a pretty familiar lineup if you are a regular viewer of the Bryan College Lions. Batting first, playing catcher, number 5, Parker Cosby. Batting second, playing center field, number 29, Daniel Dryden. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 2, Danny Marquez. Batting in the cleanup position, playing third base, number 44, Bryson Lofton. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 14, Bass Cooper. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 12, Bradley Prince Jr. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 11, Devin Ogg. Batting eighth in the DH position, number 33, Owen Naparowski. Batting ninth, playing second base, number 1, Dante Morton. And on the bump for your Lions, number 35, Jacob Allman. As they get lineups going, it looks like on the field. Daniel, what do you expect to see out of this matchup between the Lions and the Falcons?
I'm not exactly sure. I know that sounds a bad thing for a commentator to say at a baseball game. I'm not exactly sure. I know both of these teams can swing it really well. Again, like I was alluding to earlier with Fisher, I think their season is just so young they haven't had the big chance to do that. Jacob Allman's getting the start today on the mound. Hopefully he's going to pound the strike zone, make the Fisher hitters swing at pitches, and hopefully he's got his stuff today. But Grayson, I really don't know. This game could end up being 20-18, or it could also end up being 2-0. It's really just depends on how the ball's flying today, how the hitters are seeing it. We don't normally play 12 o'clock games, and so that it shouldn't affect it too much. But I mean, the sun being in a different spot makes it all look different, and so I guess we'll see how we do in the 12 o'clock time slot too.
Yeah, and for Jacob Allman, he's someone in the pitching staff that's kind of struggled here early on, and it looks like the coaching staff for Bryan's going to try to get him going by giving him this start. He's had 4 appearances, and in those 4 appearances, he's pitched 4 innings. He's given up 9 hits, 6 earned runs, good enough for a 13.5 ERA.
Mm.
So, of course, with only 4 innings, the ERA is kind of a skewed stat, but he's going to try to extend here today in the in the starting pitcher position, and hopefully he does well. He needs a good outing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just even just for a confidence boost, not so much a stats thing either. Just to let him know, hey, you're still the guy we recruited you to be, and you can still sling it. And so hopefully Jacob can get going today.
He was one of our better pitchers on staff last year as a true freshman, and like I said, he came into the fall looking really good. He'd cut down some weight a little bit, it gotten a little slimmer, a little stronger, but for whatever reason has struggled early on this season. So he's
Yeah.
going to try to get on track here today.
Again, we were talking about Fisher having this is early in their season. It's still really early in ours too. I mean, 17 games. Play this will be the 18th. It's still a lot of baseball to play too.
First pitch swung at and missed by Armando Torres. He's a true freshman infielder, hitting in the leadoff position today, batting a buck 43 in this early campaign. The 0-1 fastball from Allman misses just a little high. The count square, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cosby sets up outside. Beautiful breaking pitch there from Allman, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes here. Another breaking ball misses just wide. When I was watching, I watched a little bit of the live stream. I was trying to keep up with how Camden Fuquay was doing in his first start of the season. It looked like they struggled to catch up with the fastball, as Torres proves me wrong there. Sharp ground
Great
ball
play.
over to first for out number 1.
Very good play over there by Bryson Lofton.
But Allman's pumping it in there probably 87, 88. And that's kind of where Camden Fuquay was the other night too, and they seemed to struggle to catch up to it.
That was Camden. Of course, we'll shout him out. He lives with us, so we have to. Not really, but he did an excellent job the other night, just staying in the zone the whole time, getting them to swing and miss a lot. He had quite a few strikeouts in the game the other night in just the first couple innings. So shout out to Camden if anybody who knows Camden's watching.
Miguel Torres watches the first pitch go by for a strike. Let the umpires give him pretty generous off the plate there. This one's chopped over to Lofton at third. And that's going to be 2 putouts over there from the 5 position. 2 quick outs for Allman as well.
Grayson, the first ball was tattooed a little bit. That one was not so. That was a little more of a easy ground ball over there for Lofton.
And this is probably the guy. If you're going to get hurt from this team, it's going to be from this dude. Evanuel Hernandez batting .500 on this early season, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs.
Grayson, he's a big guy in there swinging the bat, and so when he hits it, it goes a long way.
I know on one of the hits that Camden gave up, I think he gave up 3 through 5 innings. One of them was a home run from Hernandez here.
Yes, it was. It was the first inning. It was. He actually didn't. I don't think he got a hold of it very, very much. He hit it really, really high, and it went over the El Toro sign out there in right field, very far right field.
No balls, 2 strikes. Allman way ahead. Tries to get the fastball by him. Hernandez fouls it off.
Grayson, I thought that was going to hit that car up there.
Yeah, that was on up there. Hernandez digs back in, facing the 0-2 count once again. Here's the pitch. Another fastball, this time kind of a setup pitch. Extends the zone. Misses for ball 1. Speaking of Camden Fuquay, you might see him there at the bottom of your screen grabbing a foul ball that was
Look at him, such a team player.
He's working on them legs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Climbing this hill. Still a ball and a pair of strikes here, 2 down, top of the first. Allman comes set. Here's the pitch. breaking
Oh,
ball, but it
no.
gets away from Cosby. So Hernandez strikes out, but it's going to be a strikeout pass ball on the books.
Just unfortunate play. It was a good pitch. Parker did a good job keeping it in front of him, and then it bounced over his shoulder pretty much.
Yeah, it was a nasty curveball, and it just kind of skipped up off of his gear over him.
Just unfortunate.
I wouldn't imagine Hernandez as much of a base stealing threat. Breaking ball in there, strike one. Hitting in the cleanup position for the Falcons is number 10, Tim Catalano. He's playing left field as well. Another great breaking pitch there from Allman, strike two.
Allman has been in the zone early on these hitters, and it's really, well, so far it's paid off, getting two ground ball outs, and then really a strikeout, just unfortunate strikeout.
Well, Allman, when Allman has success, it's when he's living in the zone.
Yeah.
That's pretty common for pitchers, I'd say.
Yeah, we talk about that quite a bit, actually.
Two straight fastballs miss high. Makes you wonder if he's going to go back to the well for the breaking pitch. Time is called by Catalano at the dish. Deuce is wild here in the top of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This one's chopped to Morton at second. He's going to flip it over to Marquez at second for out number 3. So 3 quick outs here in the top of the first. We'll be back to see how the Lions respond. Stay tuned. We're back and leading things off for the Lions is Parker Cosby. Cosby's had a good season so far, batting right at an even 400. He's done really well in that leadoff position.
I was going to say he gets on base a lot, too. He's got a 537 on base percentage, so that means more than half of his at-bats he's getting on base.
If you were a betting man, the odds of being the favorite that Parker Cosby's going to get on base here in this at-bat. Cosby's behind quickly, though, 0-2. This is Vance Serrano's 3rd appearance of the year. He's got a 7.2 ERA. Of course, only 5 innings pitched. One ball, 2 strikes to Cosby. Serrano, the wind up the pitch. This one's shot into left field. This is going to get in front of the left fielder for a single to lead things off for the Lions.
He's on base again.
Alex Rollins going to be running for him as the courtesy runner. Daniel Dryden up at the dish. Of course, we've had some fun calling some of his long balls this year. He leads the team with 6 home runs, batting just under 300, hitting 299. And look at Alex Rollins over there stealing bases. It looks like he got caught up and the catcher backpicked, and Rollins just said, "I'll take off to second."
He did. He got there before, and it almost looked like he was there before the throw got to first base. He's awfully quick.
1 ball, no strikes. Runner in scoring position, and Alex Rollins, Daniel Dryden at the plate. The pitch from Serrano. Fastball misses wide.
Grayson, the other day, Daniel Dryden didn't have his best game against Fisher, so I don't think they really understand what he's capable of, like we've seen before. Maybe that means they'll just throw him a fastball down the middle like that.
Yeah, this one's shot out of a cannon, but it's right to the left fielder for out number 1.
It was a good piece of hitting right there by Dryden. Just unfortunate. That's why they put guys on defense.
They put him in the right spot that time. Left fielder didn't hardly have to move. Danny Marquez up at the plate now. Marquez hitting .321 this early season. The 0-0 pitch. This one gets away from Miguel Torres, and Alex Rollins will move up to third.
It's always a good thing when you can have a runner on third base with 1 out or less, especially when you're 3-hole hitters up.
Yeah, for sure. I thought for a second that they were going to play the infield in, but the head coach of Fisher wisely puts him back. It's just so early on in the game to already re-bringing him in.
Yeah, I mean somebody has to score to win, so
yeah.
It's okay to just give up 1 run, especially in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, he'll certainly trade a run for an out at this point of the game. This pitch is in the dirt. Rollins wisely holds up at third. Here's the 2-1 pitch. My goodness, where did that one miss?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I guess it would have had to miss low from up here. It looked. I mean, it was.
It looked like it was right down the middle. Torres was set up outside, and that one just looked like it missed inside, if anything. But his inside shoulder was right down the middle. So who knows? But 3-2 count after the swing and miss from Marquez. Serrano, full count pitch, swung on, hit to the shortstop, and Torres makes a beautiful play in the hole, throws it over to first for out number 2.
It was a great play, but it was also a well done job by Danny Marquez. Just with 2 strikes, kind of hitting it hard enough to score Rollins from third.
Again, it's one of those things. If infield was in at that point, they may not have even gotten an out.
Yeah. It might have been hard enough to get through the 6th hole.
The Lions strike first, up 1-0 in the bottom of the first. But 2 outs, no runners on, as Bryson Lofton digs in for his first at bat of the game. Serrano, the 1-0 pitch. This one misses high and tight. There were parts of this early season, Daniel, that if you could hold the Lions to a run per inning, you were doing pretty good.
That is very, very true. Man,
this one's shot into shallow center field. The center fielder comes in on it and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So Serrano does well, limiting the damage, gives up 1 on 1 hit. We'll be back for the top of the 2nd. Stay tuned. We're back here at center field. The Lions strike first in the bottom of the first with 1 run. The Falcons going to try to answer, leading things off for them is number 10, Tim Catalano. Or, sorry, number 24, Michael Stellato. Sorry about that.
A lot of autos.
Breaking ball misses outside. So Stellato gets ahead. Stellato hitting the ball 1 out of every 3 times, batting .333. It's 5 hits on 15 at bats. 1-1 count. Allman comes set. Here's the offering. Beautiful breaking ball in there. Opens the front door for strike 2.
I was going to say, it looked like a front door slider, and it was an excellent, excellent pitch right there.
The 1-2 pitch, another breaking ball, just misses outside.
It was the right idea, too. He just thrown that front door slider, trying to kind of go the other way with it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Stellato, the check swing. Field umpire said he did not go, so he stays in there, stays alive. The count is all full. Now the full count pitch. Another breaking ball. This one's chopped foul at the dish. So again, Stellato staying alive. Stellato, the graduate infielder, looking to get their first hit of the game, but he's going to be punched out on another front door breaking ball.
Grayson, normally I'm always biased towards the home team because I go to school here. I don't think that was a strike.
No, probably not. I think the umpire was ready to show off that strike 3 call, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Understand. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Respect. Game, respect, game.
After the strikeout, Jeremy Renta at the dish now for the Falcons. He's quickly ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Allman comes set, the 2-0 pitch to Renta. That one just misses outside. So Renta way ahead here. Allman, the 3-0 pitch. That one will be strike 1 on the outside corner.
That one will keep him there for a few more seconds. Less than 20 if this was in the MLB.
A 3-1 pitch, and Renta takes off walking a little too early once again.
Say
I don't know if he knows, but doing that's usually not a good look to the umpire. I think I'd just stay in the box and wait for the call if I were him. 3-2 pitch swung on, chopped foul. Back in my hitting days, Daniel, there was a couple times I did that, and I would always turn around and say, my apologies, I didn't mean to. Because it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those unwritten rules in baseball. You just try not to do that.
Try not to show up the umpire because he kind of controls. He controls more of the game than you do.
Allman getting the sign from Cosby. He agrees, come set. The full count pitch on its way. Renta continues to battle up there.
Good job by Allman, too. I mean, this was a 3-0 count, and he's fought it back.
Yeah.
Thrown quite a few good pitches.
The full count pitch once again. Renta shoots this one up into the air. Marquez and Morton converge. Marquez calls him off and catches it for the second out. So now at the dish, number 57, Yariel Salinas. The freshman catcher, but he's going to be playing right field today.
So I guess he does quite a bit.
Salinas rolls over, Lofton there, fires it
Good
over
play.
to Cooper at first for the third out. So Allman continues to make quick work. He sat down the first 6 guys. He's going to hand the reins over to the offense to see what they can do in the bottom half. Stay tuned for that. We're back, and leading things off for the Lions is a switch-hitting slugger, Bass Cooper. Cooper has, I guess you could say, struggled a little bit. He's hitting .267 on the year.
Struggled for him.
Yeah, but he's got 5 home runs to show for the season as well.
I was going to say, I'd love to see him really get going into his form that we've known him to have the past couple of years.
Well, I think the big thing for him is that he hits lefty a lot because, as I said, he's a switch hitter, but he hits lefty a lot because he faces a lot of right-handed guys, and usually that's his better side of the plate. But this year it's been the right-handed side.
Yeah, it's been flipped. Sometimes you can just almost do it so much you kind of. I would imagine when you can do it the other way too, it's a little different. It's kind of sometimes you can almost get in your head and think maybe I can only hit right-handed or maybe I can only hit left-handed.
The 3-1 pitch. He's way ahead here though. Serrano the pitch. That one misses low and inside for ball 4. So Cooper reaches with the base on balls, and that brings up Bradley Prince Jr.
Not necessarily a speed threat over there at first base or a guy who's going to steal some bags, but anytime you can get a leadoff walk of an inning, good things tend to happen. Hope I don't jinx us.
Yeah, that's why it's not as concerning that Bass Cooper's hitting below 270. This one's shot out into left field, and the play is made out there by Tim Catalano. That'll send Cooper back to first. But as I was trying to say, it's not, for someone like Cooper, it's not that big of a deal if you're hitting below 270 because the hits you do get are usually do damage. So for him to hit 270 is different than for someone like Dante Morton to hit 270.
Oh, absolutely.
Devin Ogg at the plate. Watches strike one go by. Of course, that's not to say Dante Morton is hitting 270. He'll be up here in a couple hitters. He's hitting 372 on the season, by the way.
I was going to say, he hit a bomb off the shed the other day. So maybe we don't know anything about baseball.
The 0-1 pitch fouled off. Oh, looks like it might have gotten Torres there. He may need a breather.
Or something to throw up in.
Oh, I think it might have gotten his hand.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Why he just threw the ball to right center.
Yeah, he was wanting a couple throws, I think.
There we go. It's at least in the same area code when he's throwing it back now.
He looks to be all right. So We'll get things rolling here. Devin Ogg down, no balls and 2 strikes. Cooper over there at first with an out. Serrano comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Chopped over, and it's going to hit Cooper on the leg, so Cooper will be out. And that'll put Ogg at first.
Well, interesting turn of events.
Cooper never claimed to be a good base runner.
He probably, I'm not going to accuse him of anything, but he might have done that on purpose so he didn't have to run anymore. I can't lie and say I've never thought about doing that either. You just go sit in the dugout in the shade for a few more minutes before you have to go out in the field. Makes me sound really lazy.
This is just that kind of day, though, Daniel. The sun's just shining. It's like, man, it'd be a good day to be old coon dog stretched out on the front porch.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, get you a hammock, put it in one of the 55,000 trees here at Bryan College, and take a nap.
That's 54,999 after that windstorm the other night.
That's true. Safe.
What a play over there. The play from Jeremy Renta to Michael Stellato at first. Great play from both sides. Beautiful throw and a beautiful stretch by Stellato for out number 3. So despite the hit, still only up 1-0 the Lions are. Heading into the top of the 3rd. We'll be back. First pitch misses high. The 1-0 pitch swung on. Big swing there from Fontanez. Comes up empty. I said a minute ago that Almond set down the first 6 hitters. I guess that's not true. I think Hernandez reached, the DH reached on a walk with a walk earlier.
That's true. They had him at second, though, so.
2 strikes now after a beautiful breaking ball there. Almond comes set. The 1-2 offering on the way. Fastball misses high and outside. Evens the count up 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Number 22, Antonio Fontanez at the plate.
Good pitch.
Beautiful breaking ball. Strikes out Fontanez for the first out.
Excellent job by Allman. Again, he's attacking hitters. Or I feel like I talk about it every time I'm doing the broadcast with you. He gets after those hitters early in the count, and it always pays off for him, which is any pitcher that's good to do for anybody.
Breaking ball in there, strike 1. Absolutely, unless the other team is just drilling everything you're throwing at them, It's never a bad thing to be in the zone. No balls and a strike. Another breaking ball. This one's not finished, though. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike apiece. One down here in the top of the third. The 1-1 pitch. Front door breaking ball, strike two. He's got it working both sides of the plate.
I was going to say, to these hitters, it probably almost looks like different pitches. I mean, it's the same. It looks like the same breaking pitch, but it's when it's different parts of the plate.
Fastball fouled off.
It probably looks like different pitches.
Well, yeah, when you have one starting at your hip and then finishing on the inside part of the plate, and then one starting middle and finishing off the plate, it's definitely hard to do anything with that. Lofton slides over there, and the ground ball kind of eats him up. So Fontanez is going to reach safely, and I think they're going to award him a hit there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Let me change that.
I don't know if I quite agree with that, but that's what they decided down there. So Fontanez will reach safely.
Guess that will be their first hit of the game, which is a questionable first hit of the game.
If that's their only hit, we'll be looking back and we might be changing the scorer's decision on that one.
One of those next day stat corrections.
Yeah. Keeping them honest over there at first. Back-to-back pickoffs. Of course, if you were in the major leagues, that's all you get for this at-bat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I get a pretty good jump on this next pitch.
Isn't that crazy? Is if you picked off 2 times in a row, then you could just get the biggest lead you'd want. Am I mistaken in that? I mean, that's the rules, right?
Honestly, I don't know the rules well enough. I know actual baseball rules, not what they're trying to change them to be. I sound like a really old man, man.
This one's shot out into center field. We'll continue this conversation here in a second. But the right fielder, Og, is going to catch it in shallow right center for the second out. No, Daniel, I'm not talked to any baseball fan, and Rob Manfred doesn't count, that likes these new rules. I understand that you're trying to speed up the game and all this stuff, but honestly, if you don't like baseball, I don't think a pitch clock is going to make you like it.
No, not at all. How I look at it is when I pay money to go watch the Braves play, I'd be okay if it took 4 hours for them to play the game.
Exactly.
Like if it's just slow pitching. Like now, I'm not a fan of people taking forever to throw a pitch. But the whole strikeouts and this counts as a ball, this counts as a strike. You can only pick off twice.
Yeah.
When a runner's on any base, like that's absolutely crazy. I don't know why. Like if they're trying to cater so much for like a faster paced game for people to watch, just tell them to go watch basketball. Like we don't.
I completely agree.
I don't think it's actual baseball when all these rules get introduced to help speed the game up, so to say. Even though it's, I don't know. I feel very strongly about this.
No, I do
this
too.
topic.
I do too. Torres flies out into shallow right field, and I don't know if you saw that, Daniel. It looked like an animation to a video game. It was like the same exact thing that Johnson did just a minute ago.
It was, yeah.
But after that, still no runs for Fisher despite the scorer's decision hit over there to third. The score still 1-0. Lions leading going into the bottom of the third. Stay tuned for more baseball here at center field in Dayton, Tennessee. We're back. The Lions will have 9-1-2 up. That's Morton, Cosby, Dryden.
This works out well. It's kind of like a second leadoff hitter with Morton down there in the nine spot. You want him to get on base because he is so fast. So if he could reach base here with the top of the order coming up, I think maybe in order to have a big inning for the Lions.
Yeah, for sure. As we mentioned just a second ago, he's hitting 372 on the year. And when he gets on base, he usually does some damage.
There it is.
And there's a single up the middle past the shortstop. Big turnover there, but he'll head back to first with the leadoff single. As you mentioned, it's kind of like having two leadoff hitters with that 9-1-2 up.
Absolutely. That's what you want down there in the 9 hole. You just want to basically to flip the lineup over.
You've got back-to-back guys that get on base almost 50. Well, for Morton, almost 50% of the time, and for Cosby, over 50% of the time. And then you got Daniel Dryden there to clean up the bases.
I was going to say,
Morton takes off, and no shot to get him.
He was there very, very early.
That'll be his 8th stolen base on the year. And you know how many times he's gotten caught stealing?
I don't know this for sure. I'm going to guess. Once.
0.
0 times, okay.
He's not gotten caught stealing yet.
I was underestimating him.
Cosby, the 0-1 count. The pitch from Serrano. Fastball outside. And I think, the umpire turned around to the guy keeping score and is going to say the count is actually 2 balls, no strikes.
Oh, okay.
So runner in scoring position in Dante Morton. Parker Cosby at the dish with the hitter's count. And that fastball misses outside as well. So Serrano going to have to battle all the way back here. Fastball down the middle for strike 1.
Like to see him take a big swing right here.
Yeah, I would
if
too.
It's a fastball anywhere near the zone.
This count's dangerous for any hitter in the Lions lineup. He does a good job of painting the outside corner for strike 2. The count's full. Morton still at second, no outs. Bottom of the 3rd.
Okay, so I'm confused.
Yeah, this is, again, one of those newer rules of baseball that is confusing every broadcaster across America. I don't know if he's calling a traditional balk, or I don't know if he's calling a pickoff violation.
Well, it can't be a balk because Morton would have moved to 3rd.
Yeah, that's true.
And a balk doesn't really. I mean, I guess it would be ball 4.
No, it wouldn't. That's the thing. So
that wouldn't change anything. It would just move the runner.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what happened, but anyway, Parker Cosby will be awarded the base on balls. And what an unfortunate time when you battle all the way back to get it to a full count. So you have 2 of the fastest guys on the team on the base pads.
That's what I can't remember who it was. The Braves were playing the other day in spring training, and
Red Sox.
And it was the end of the game. Bases were loaded. The big thing was about to happen, and the pitch clock violation ended the game.
Yep, bases loaded, full count.
And you know how they're trying to improve the. Oh, there we go.
This ball gets by Torres, so that'll move 2 speedy runners up in the scoring position.
I was going to say they're trying to make the game more appealing to fans. But if I paid money to go watch an MLB team and it ended like that, it was just like everybody's on their feet. Everybody knows something crazy is about to happen, and then they walk in they're not even walking the last run, but
they don't even throw a pitch.
Yeah, they don't even throw the pitch to end the game. Probably not buying popcorn next time I'm there.
Yeah, just for the traditionalist baseball fans like myself, it has no appeal. It simply has no appeal. It's kind of like there are sports that have a time aspect to them. Football, basketball, soccer even. But when it comes to the untimed sports, there's just a beauty. There's an art to it. Sports like baseball and golf and tennis, where there's no getting around what you have to face. There's no time that's going to save you, and it's just I think it's hurting the game.
Well, we've talked about this before. Baseball's really the only sport you can't just, well, maybe minus golf, because it's a game you kind of play against yourself. Um,
This one into shallow right
wow.
field. The runners will stay at their respective bases.
Baseball's that game that you can't just run the clock out. You can't dribble the clock out. You can't foul the guy if you're down late in the game to extend the game. It's one of those things like you have to have all the outs made before the game's over.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, like you just said, I don't know why they're trying to change that. Baseball's kind of specific to itself in that aspect. I don't know why they're wanting to mess with that and make it more like the quicker paced sports. A lot of people that say that baseball's too slow, they don't like watching baseball. The problem with that is it's been America's pastime for a very, very long time. So maybe it's not. Okay. Maybe it's not as big of a deal as people are making it out to be.
Well, I was watching I don't know, I guess you'd call it like a mini documentary by Jeff Passan of ESPN. And he was, apparently the argument is they're trying to return the game to its fast-paced nature of the 70s and 80s. And, okay, while I understand that, the 70s and 80s also didn't have a pitch clock.
Yeah, I was gonna say clearly it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Pitch clock didn't change that for them.
It wasn't manufactured. It was just how the game was played.
It was also like in the 70s and 80s. Well, more so in the 70s and before. They weren't hitting home runs like they do now.
No.
They weren't throwing as hard as they do now. They weren't making I wouldn't say they were making bad plays, but definitely the players are very, very athletic now compared to what they used to be. And so that means when the ball is in play, normally something crazy is going to happen. Something exciting is going to happen. Where people get upset is when the ball's not in play.
Yeah, well, first let's talk about what Serrano's done here. He's recorded 2 big outs with 2 runners in scoring position. Gotten 2 dangerous hitters out in Dryden and Marquez. And he's an out away of escaping some what seemed like inevitable damage here in the bottom of the 3rd.
You're right. This is not. Sorry, I was getting in podcast mode, just talking and talking, forgetting there's a live baseball game going on.
Well, we'll talk about this more. It's something that if you're viewing, you probably enjoy baseball to some degree. So it's a conversation that's across all levels of baseball. Is what to do with this scenario, what to do with this situation that's kind of reared its ugly head in baseball. Lofton, the 3-0 count. At this point, I'd almost just go ahead and walk him. I don't want to give him nothing too good if I'm Serrano.
Throw him a fastball right down the middle. So
who am I? 3 balls and a strike, 2 down. And bottom of the 3rd, 2 runners in scoring position. Morton at 3rd, Rollins at 2nd. Lofton shoots this one high into the sky. And the shortstop, Armando Torres, will catch it for the 3rd out. And Vance Serrano, what a gutty performance there in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Has 2 runners stranded. The score remains 1-0. Lions still leading. Stay tuned. We're back, leading it off here for the Falcons of Fisher College is none other than Emmanuel Hernandez, the junior infielder playing first base. No, he's playing third base, I think, today. No, he's not even that. He's DHing.
And DHing. He's not playing anywhere.
I was trying to remember, where have I seen this guy? I guess just at the plate.
He was the one who reached on the drop third strike last time. Well, I don't even want to say it's a drop third strike. It was a bouncing third strike.
Allman up, no balls and a strike. Comes set facing the powerful left-handed hitter. That one misses off the plate. Evens the count up. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, fouled off.
Saw Cade Cahoon come in the game. He's checked in at third base now. Don't really know what that's for.
I think just he's a better defensive player than Bryson Lofton, and if I had to guess, they'll probably re-enter Lofton.
That's true.
When he's hitting again, he was one of the last.
I guess when he's the third out, you can let him. Or when he's the third out, it's going to be longer before.
Yeah, so he
gets back in the game. So
Cahoon may get 2 or 3 innings out there
at third
base. And just a little strategy there. They did that too last year with Mark Thornhill.
Yeah,
they would start Thornhill at third, and then they would bring in someone like Cahoon or Rollins and move Dryden. They would move him around just so Thornhill wouldn't be out there the entire game, and then they would use that re-entering rule to put him back in when he was at the plate.
That's a nice rule to have in college, the re-enter rule. The pros, I mean, Lofton will be done for the day, but it's the nice part about baseball in college.
Marquez fires the ground ball over there to Cooper for out number 1. Yeah, I think it's only the NAI that allows re-entering though. I don't think NCAA allows for that.
Probably not. The NCAA's rules are very similar to.
Big ol' yawn.
Yeah, the wind's blowing, the sun's out, bro. I'm kind of tired. I'm ready for spring break. I talked about that earlier.
Curveball in there. This one's hit to Marquez as well. Great play over there.
Bit.
Records the first and second outs.
Allman has done a great job. Have they hit? Well, they've hit a couple baseballs out there to Ogg in right field, but I don't think they've not had very many barreled baseballs to the outfield at least. He's done a very good job keeping the ball on the ground in the infield.
Now at the plate is number 24, Michael Stellato. Allman's done a really good job so far, only giving up one controversial hit so far through 3 2/3. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses low. The 2-0 pitch. That's also a breaking ball. That one misses outside. Trying to battle back, but he's going to miss high and tight there to Stellato. So we'll see if the 2-out walk comes back to bite him here in just a moment. It seems like they always do. Now at the plate is Jeremy Renta. And if you're Fisher, you'd like to have this guy up. He's hitting .500 on the season. That's 8 hits on 16 at-bats. Of course, they've only played 7 games. Curveball misses low.
He's definitely swinging the hottest bat on the team right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, certainly outside of Emmanuel Hernandez, probably the most dangerous hitter on this team.
That's fair.
The count square, a ball and a strike apiece, 2 down. Stellato with a conservative lead at first. Another breaking pitch there in the dirt. And out of nowhere, Allman's struggling to find the zone.
This will be his, if he gets out of this, it'll be his fourth inning of work, fourth complete inning of work. This would match how many innings he's thrown all year. And I'm sure it's different scenarios too. So this is probably the most he's thrown in a bit, unless he's been throwing 80 pitch bullpens.
Probably not.
Well,
the
two
3-1
back-to-back walks.
fastball misses. So yeah, back-to-back 2-out walks. That's going to bring up number 57, Yariel Salinas.
He's not missing far off the plate. Just far enough, I guess, would be a good way of saying it.
So 2 runners on, the tying runner at second in scoring position. The lead runner there at first, a go-ahead run. Salinas is going to call time at the plate. Reset here before he takes his 2 out at bat. The 0-0 pitch from Allman. Breaking ball. That time it's a strike.
Very good pitch. Allman must have a lot of confidence in his breaking pitches to throw them after walking 2 guys. You think just find the strike zone, and he threw a slider, a curveball. There it is.
Salinas hits this one into fairly shallow right field. Under it, catches it for the 3rd out.
Excellent job.
So no hits, 2 walks, no runs for the Falcons of Fisher College. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th. Stay tuned. We're back. Bass Cooper leading it off here. Shoots this one into shallow right field. The second baseman was playing way out there. Gets by his diving glove.
See, if we were in the MLB, that'd be against the rules too. You have to have 4 infielders on the dirt.
You know what I think they should do, Daniel?
What?
Just push the dirt back all the way to the fence.
Just turn it into a softball field, basically, except the whole thing is dirt. Then you can have grass warning tracks. I wonder if that's ever happened.
That'd be different.
We should, so what we should do is where dirt is now, we should put grass. Where the warning track is, we should put grass, and then put dirt everywhere else. That'd be one of the coolest baseball fields.
That'd be very different, that's for sure. Bradley Prince Jr. at the dish. They're going to bring Jacob Gilbert in to run for Bass Cooper. Probably a wise decision. Breaking ball misses low and inside.
Gilbert looks like Chris Bain's brother over there at first base. The long blonde hair out of the back of the helmet. Wonder how many runs we would have to be out by to let Chris Bain run bases.
Oh my goodness!
I would love to see
57,
that.
57, I think.
Chris is my roommate, and just knowing Chris, I would just love to see him out there. I feel like he'd get a 50-foot lead off first
Oh, my
base
goodness.
and dive back into first, get up and look at the dugout and make some face at him. Or he'd start talking smack to the pitcher.
Oh, my goodness. 2 balls and a strike to Prince Jr. Good breaking pitch there. Had Bradley Prince Jr. tied up there. Evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Serrano has worked really well with runners on base today.
I was going to say Serrano's just worked well in general, giving up 1 run in the first inning, but since then has been pretty phenomenal.
That one gets away from Torres, so Gilbert will advance to second. Up to this point, that hasn't really been much of a concern to Serrano. He's left runner stranded all day.
I was going to say they get in scoring position and still leave them stranded, even with 0 outs, 1 out.
Count is all full. The pitch from Serrano, chopped
Good
over
job.
to the first baseman. He fields it cleanly, steps on the bag for the first
I
out.
was going to say that doesn't seem like much, but it actually helps quite a bit, having a runner at third base with nobody out, or with 1 out now, excuse me. With Devin Ogg up to bat.
Devin Ogg hitting .286 on the year with 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. But he has a .429 on-base percentage.
That's impressive.
The infield is in here, so at this point in the game, they are not willing to trade the run for the out.
They're understanding that this seems to be a low-scoring game, and
Ogg shoots this one up the middle.
oh no.
What a play there. And tags Ogg. My goodness, Stellato runs over Ogg going down first, and it didn't even appear that he needed to come off the bag. Anyway, an unorthodox out number 2.
Well, let's see if Owen can come through here with a hard line drive somewhere.
And that, for Gilbert's sake, is a hard ball to read off the bat, because if the pitcher gets that, then there's no way you can go home. But since it chopped over his head and Fontanez was the one that fielded it, it was almost like you wish you would have gone.
At least tested the arm of the second baseman. If worst comes to worst, you just have runner on first base with 2 outs.
Yeah. Naparowski at the dish. The 0-1 pitch misses high. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch in there for strike 2.
Tell you, Grayson, you weren't here Saturday to see it, but Owen Naparowski's walk-off home run was quite awesome.
See, I wasn't here to see that. I wish I would have been. He
Beautiful
shoots this
job.
one. He's shopping in the gap. This one's off the wall. That's going to score Gilbert. Naparowski, he's going to hold up at second
Great job, Owen.
for a 2-out RBI double. So Dante Morton will be at the dish to try to keep things rolling with 2 outs. Vance Serrano just a strike away from getting out of damage, or getting away with no damage.
Another inning that ended like that, and really only giving up 2 runs to this Lions offense right now is still impressive.
So Daniel, you just informed me. I didn't even know, because I was so busy Saturday. I went back home this weekend, and like I said, I just kind of kept up with what Cam Fuquay was doing on the mound. I didn't realize that we hit a walk-off home run.
Yes,
to win.
I mean, it was an absolute nuke to left field. You would have definitely told the left fielder he was in the splash zone because he might have actually been in the splash zone, because it was also muddy everywhere. But yeah, it was I think the bottom of the 10th inning, and score was 5-5.
Yeah, I realized we won 8-5, so I knew there had to have been a walk-off ball.
Yeah, we got some runners on second and third, so I mean, all you needed was just a bloop somewhere to win it. And Harrison Price told me yesterday that Owen called his home run before he walked up there. He said Oh,
This one's hit deep to left
that's
field,
gone.
and Morton sends this one
Oh,
deep to
wow.
the warning track, and it just stayed up in the air. And Catalano catches it for the third out. I thought he might have been
I thought that one was gone.
rounding
I'm
the
not gonna lie.
bags. Anyway, so Serrano once again limits the damage, only gives up one. The score is 2-0 now after 4 complete innings. We'll be back. Stay tuned here in Dayton, Tennessee. We're back, and Allman remains on the mound for the Lions. He's done well so far. Through 4 innings, he's been cruising, giving up 1 hit that may not have even been an actual hit. Leads this inning off with a strike to Antonio Fontanez, the second baseman for Fisher.
I like letting Allman go back out there one more inning, just kind of see if he can go 5 innings for future reference, really.
There's a few guys that they're kind of working through as who's going to be their starters on the weekend. Of course, the usual rotation is Moylan and Buffington and Cam Harvey, but Buffington and Harvey have been struggling. Still a lot of confidence in those guys, but it never hurts to have guys as backups to kind of roll right in there, so it's not as much of a you're just kind of reloading.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you have a problem of, hey, we have too many good pitchers, we don't know who to throw today, that's always a good
problem to have.
Good
certainly.
problem.
This count is full to Fontanez.
I can't quit yawning today.
Don't wake up, man.
It's the sunshine.
Stay up late.
I'm telling you. I didn't stay up late. That's the thing.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch.
Good
Swung
pitch.
on, blown by Fontanez for strike number 3.
High fastball got him swinging. Excellent job.
So this will be Kobe Johnson at the dish. He's hitting .471 on the year. 8 hits, and I guess 18 at bats now.
Good pitch.
Strike 1 on the outside corner.
It's definitely the pitcher's pitch. You're not gonna swing at that 0-0 as a hitter.
Breaking ball misses low and outside. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Allman. Now on its way. Fastball misses low. You'd like to see Allman at this point in his outing to really be attacking the zone to limit those pitches per inning.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's nice to see him out there the 5th inning, but you also, his pitch count has to be getting up there.
I'll see if I can get a hold of that here in just a second. 3 balls and a strike. Comes set. Here's the pitch to Johnson. Fastball right down the middle for strike 2.
So far, when he's needed a strike, he's been able to throw one.
3-2 pitch once again. Fastball. This one's shot into center field. Dryden is in on it, camps out under it, and catches it for the second out of the inning.
So again, his pitch count's going up, but he's still being efficient too. Well, not efficient, but efficient with outs.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you keep guys from getting on base, I always count that as pretty efficient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Breaking ball outside corner, strike one on the leadoff hitter, Armando Torres. The 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball. This one's too far inside. One pitch is fouled off straight behind us into the gravel parking lot.
Off some cars back there.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Torres swings and just barely tips it.
He hit 2 seams of that ball. It's a 2-seamer.
So the 1-2 pitch will be on its way once again. Allman comes set. Here it is. Another breaking ball, this time in the turf. Blocked up nicely by Cosby. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2, Armando Torres at the plate, and the Lions leading 2-0. The deuces really were wild there. Misses inside. The count is all full.
I was gonna say, I think Cahoon thought that was a strike, but it was definitely an inside fastball.
The full count pitch, fouled off once again. Beautiful afternoon here in Dayton, Tennessee at center field as these early afternoon hours, the temperature's creeping up towards 70 degrees. The wind blowing gently in from right field. The 3-2 pitch once again, a breaking ball, swung on, strike 3. And Allman through 5 innings, still no runs. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th. We're back in the top of the lineup. We'll be up 1-2-3, Cosby, Dryden, Lofton. First pitch is misses outside. Sorry, Cosby, Dryden, Marquez. Got ahead of myself there. 1 ball, no strikes. Serrano done really well up to this point. This one's shot into shallow center field.
Very high fly ball. Uh-oh.
And
Wow.
three players converge on it, but it's going to be Johnson that makes the play out in center field.
Looked like it could be trouble there for a second.
Dryden will be up at the dish now. Looks like some action rolling in the bullpen for Bryan. I don't know if anyone's been sent down to Fisher's bullpen yet.
Right now, I know he's given up 2 runs, but I don't know why you would.
Yeah, we were talking at the break. He's done really well so far. The 1-0 pitch to Dryden. Fastball outside corner. The 1-1 pitch from Serrano. Misses high and outside, so it goes back into Dryden's favor. 2 balls and a strike. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1 offering. Swung on, shot in the 6th hole.
He'll be there.
Torres stops the ball, but Dryden will still reach safely with the infield single.
I was going to say, these guys from Boston probably think it's a heat wave down here today. It feels pretty good outside.
Yeah, this feels pretty hot to me as
You know,
well.
it's a little warm, but I would imagine they think they're roasting. It's not really humid today either versus, or that's different than normal.
Dryden takes off. The throw from Torres. It was there just a bit late, but Dryden slid over the bag. But he somehow hung on. So he'll be safe with the stolen bag there.
Did they call that a strike? No. It was a ball.
That'll only be Dryden's 2nd stolen base of the year. The 1-0 pitch to Marquez. Strike 1 outside corner. Be a good time for the Lions to add here with Marquez at the dish.
We know he has the power in there to add with 1 swing.
Big swing. Comes up empty, 2 strikes now. You know, I stand corrected. They're going to go ahead and swing it with Cade Cahoon. He's on the on-deck circle.
Okay. Hope nothing happened to Bryson injury-wise.
Yeah, me too. My theory was not correct. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Danny Marquez. Serrano checking on the runner. Now the pitch. That pitch misses just inside. The count is all full. Here it is from Serrano. Outside corner, just misses for ball 4. Serrano really wanted that one. And they're going to go out to Serrano for a mound visit.
Hasn't been anybody. I don't think there hasn't been anybody go down to the Fisher bullpen, so I guess this is just checking on him.
Yeah, he's working now into the 5th inning. He's thrown 4 1/3. He's given up 6 hits, 2 runs. But that's pretty dang good for as much threat as there's been on the base paths.
Absolutely.
So they're going to break the huddle up there at the bump. And Serrano is going to be ready to face Cade Cahoon. I almost wonder here with Cahoon, he's a speedy infielder. If they don't try to move these runners up into scoring position with Bass Cooper at the plate.
I don't know how Cade is at bunting.
It's not something Bryan College practices
I was
much.
going to say they don't practice that very much. I was talking about that Saturday. Quite the opposite of where I grew up playing baseball.
Yeah.
It was like bunting was kind of the bare minimum. Like
Yeah.
if you couldn't hit, like you'd have to be able to bunt.
He's going to square around and double steal in action.
Dryden poses over there as a statue.
So now there's 2 runners in scoring position and no bunt is needed.
I was going to say a bunt doesn't really help you right here, especially with their infield playing in. See if Cade Cahoon can swing it a little bit.
The 1-0 pitch to Cahoon. Misses low and outside. This is not unfamiliar territory for Serrano. He's been battling with runners in scoring position all day long, it seems like.
I was going to say he goes back to his windup when there's – oh, wow.
The 2-0 pitch hit deep into left field. The left fielder's back.
Gone.
Up and gone.
Good thing he didn't bunt a minute ago.
The 3-run shot from Cade Cahoon didn't start this game, but he might have just finished it.
Ooh. That was a good call there, Grayson.
So at some point, Vance Serrano has faced so much threat with runners in scoring position in this game. It finally, and I mean finally, came back.
Finally had a breakthrough on offense for the Lions. And it came from the bat of Cade Cahoon.
Yeah, who would have thought? So now Bass Cooper's at the dish. High and tight fastball, a little extra oomph after that home run given up. Cade Cahoon coming into that at bat was only hitting .211 on the season. That was his first home run. This one is sent into deep left field on the warning track and caught for the second out.
I did not think that was hit as hard as it was, but it kept flying.
Bradley Prince Jr. going to see if he can keep the offense rolling with 2 outs. The score is now 5-0 after the 3-run bomb. Strike 1 right down the pipe. The 0-1 pitch. This one's high and tight to Prince Jr. And on deck is Kiko Garcia. Looks like he's going to be
Devin Ogg.
Yeah, he's going to be hitting for Devin Ogg. That one misses outside as well.
This inning didn't. Who started this inning?
Was it? Yeah,
Was
I think
it
it was
Dryden?
Dryden.
It was Dryden. Yeah.
Yeah, Dryden and Marquez got on, and then
That's true. And then
Cade Cahoon hit him in.
Hit a bombski.
The 3-1 pitch to Bradley Prince Jr. Swung on and fouled off.
Big fly ball. Right into the mud.
Count is all full. Payoff pitch, swung on, hit to deep left field. Catalano's back, and he is out of room. This one is gone. So 2 home runs in the bottom of the 5th does the damage for Bryan College. They're up 6-0 now after the solo shot from Bradley Prince Jr.
Took until the bottom of the 5th inning to finally start swinging it, but a couple big swings. Some common Bryan College swing.
Yeah. That's something that I love watching out of Bradley Prince Jr.'s. He hits with a lot of power to the opposite side of the field. So Kiko Garcia will be hitting for Devin Ogg, as we just mentioned a minute ago. And he is notorious for doing really well pinch hitting. Big swing that time, fouled off straight behind home plate. Kiko, the typical fastball hitter. Serrano, the 0-1 pitch. That one misses inside.
You could put it lightly and call him the typical fastball hitter. He masters the fastball when they throw it in there.
The 1-1 pitch, the fastball is swung on and fouled off for strike 2.
I think that ball scared Reed Berger down there. big man Reed got a little nervous when that ball looked like it was coming at him.
One ball, 2 strikes to Garcia. Breaking ball breaks a bit too much for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Serrano with the pitch. Big breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3.
It was a good pitch.
But not before the Lions do their damage in the bottom of the 5th. They score 4 off of 2 home runs, the 3-run shot from Cade Cahoon, and the solo shot from Bradley Prince Jr. They're up 6-0 going into the top of the 6th. We'll be back. We're back, and much to our surprise, Jacob Allman's going to remain on the bump for the Lions heading into the top of the 6th.
They've got some confidence in him, which, I mean, he's pitched well so far. I just think his pitch count's got to be getting up there.
This one's swung on, fouled off down the right field line. Miguel Torres up to bat, catcher and hitting in the 2-hole position as well. The 0-1 pitch from Allman. Fastball outside corner, must have called it a little low. One ball, 1 strike to Torres. The pitch from Allman. Breaking ball, misses high and tight. So again, here in these last couple innings, Allman has gotten behind the count, but still managed to get outs. This one's off the handle, and Marquez snags it out there at shortstop for the first out.
I don't think the header for Fisher he might have gotten halfway down the line. A little frustrated today. I would say quite a few of these Fisher hitters are.
Yeah, because timing just a little bit off there. Swing a little bit earlier, that might be in the gap. Fastball misses low to Evanuel Hernandez. Again, one of their more dangerous hitters in this lineup has not really done anything today. Not many of these guys have.
I guess that was high.
A controversial scorer's decision gave a hit earlier. Otherwise, Allman's not giving up anything. The 2-0 pitch to Hernandez. This one swung on, hit to left field. Prince Jr.'s fighting foul territory, runs out of room, foul. Still a hitter's count here as the wind is gusting in from right field. The 2-1 pitch. Outside corner. The first inning, the umpire looked like he was going to be pretty liberal with that zone on the outside part.
Looks like the gate blew open in center field. Dryden's going to go back there and close it for us.
Three balls and a strike. This one misses high and outside to Hernandez.
Grayson, I don't completely hate that, being very careful around Hernandez. And we are up 6-0, but
yeah, that's the only reason I. Of course, I don't know that Allman was trying to work around him.
Yeah, but just being careful around definitely the biggest hitter in their lineup.
Allman fastball in the dirt. Tim Catalano, he had some action out there in left field a few times at the bottom of the fifth inning. 2 home runs out there and a deep fly to the warning track. 1 ball, no strike against Catalano. This is outside. 2 balls, no strikes now. And Coach Mack is going to make his way to the bump. And he's eyeing that bullpen, and sure enough, he's going to give the call out there. So what a day for Jacob Allman. He goes 5 1/3 innings, gives up no runs on a controversial hit early on in the game, but an outing that he needed to boost his confidence, and of course his stats as well.
Absolutely, he did an excellent job there.
He had a tremendous day on the bump. And I think it looks like, is that Tanner Everett?
Yep, I think so.
Tanner Everett's going to be in the game for the Lions to try to maybe seal off what appears to be maybe a little bit of a threat here in the top of the 6th. So we'll be back to see what happens with that. Stay tuned. We're back, and as mentioned, Tanner Everett will be on the bump for the Lions. Hernandez at first. He'll come in with a 2-0 count and finds the first strike of the at-bat. Misses that time, and Stellato finds himself in a 3-ball, 1-strike count. This one's hit sharply and finds the 6-hole for a 1-out single. So Stellato will reach base, and that puts 2 runners on. Or sorry, that was was not Stellato. That was Tim Catalana at the plate. Now Michael Stellato will be at the plate.
There we go. I'm glad you have the lineup and the names because there's no way I could keep up with all of it.
Well, when it's windy up here and you're trying to move around all these sheets that I have, it can be difficult at times. Tanner Everett's done really well in relief this year. As this one's rolled over to Marquez, a possible double play ball. There's one over to first for the second out. What a pick. Oh, he caught him safe. My goodness, I thought that was a for sure double play. What a play there from Bass Cooper, though.
It was a very, very outstanding pick over there at first base.
So after that out, now through 12 innings on the season, Everett's sporting just around a 1.5 ERA out of the bullpen. He's done really good so far.
I was gonna say he's been a big relief pitcher for us this year.
Runners at the corners. Breaking ball misses wide. Two down. Looked like the runner at first thought about taking off. That was Michael Stellato over there. Jeremy Renta is at the plate. Again, one of their more dangerous hitters in this lineup. Looking to put them on the board here in the top of the sixth. Everett's behind. Renta 3 balls, no strikes. He's got 2 down. Comes set, the 3-0 pitch. Fastball misses low, so that's going to load the bases. And Yariel Solanas is up at the dish now to try to cut into this lead significantly.
Yeah, Grayson, one big swing here could make this a very tight ball game all of a sudden. But hopefully Everett can work around it and get out of this. And if it does, if Fisher breaks through right here with some runs, you know that call at first base is going to mean a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Didn't even think about that. Breaking ball catches the zone for strike 1. Salinas at the plate. The 0-1 pitch on its way.
Good
Another
pitch.
breaking ball there. He swings and misses for strike 2.
So he's throwing 2 in a row. I think he triples it up right here. I would throw it again.
Yeah, Salinas being the 7-hole hitter, I wouldn't hate to see that as well. They go fastball, misses wide. Might try to set him up here. I think after the missed fastball, Salinas has to be sitting curveball. I almost want to think about going fastball again. They do, but it misses outside.
I probably would have tripled up on that breaking pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch.
Like
the breaking ball, and Cosby will only have to step on home to get the 3rd out after the strikeout, the drop 3rd strike. So despite the threat on the bases were juiced, but nothing to show for it for Fisher. Still no runs through 6 for them. Score remains 6-0. Lions on top. Stay tuned. Ronald Luke into the game for Fisher. He's yet to give up a run early on in this season.
Looks like a taller left-handed pitcher.
Naparowski at the dish. That one misses low. One ball, no strikes. The pitch from Luke, this one is smashed down the left field line.
Wow.
But foul. Holy
Oh,
smokes.
my goodness.
That was way back there.
I don't know if I've ever seen a foul ball hit that far here. Is he arguing a home run?
I don't know. I think maybe he thought it wrapped around the pole. I don't know.
Maybe we need some taller poles. Although with Naparowski going to be here a little bit longer.
That one catches the outside corner of the backdoor breaking ball. So Naparowski's behind, a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch from Luke misses low. The 2-2 pitch now. He watches that one go by for another ball. Full count. That one misses for ball 4, so Naparowski will reach base with the walk. That's going to bring up Dante Morton to round off the lineup. Runner on first and Owen Naparowski. In 3 innings of work, Ronald Luke's given up 1 run, no earned runs. 3 strikeouts to his name as well. Luke comes set. The pitch to Morton misses high.
Recent even right here, most of the time you just want a ground ball to the shortstop, but with Dante Morton's speed, it's almost like a ground ball would just get you 1 out.
Yeah.
Heads up, Coach Mack down there.
Count is 1-1 after the foul ball. And if you're Fisher, they're still, of course, they've not really done anything offensively yet, but there's still time. So you want to limit the damage if you can to 6 runs and try to start chipping away at this lead.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a 9-inning game. So there's definitely time to make up 6 runs. They were down the other day in the game and fought back into it, and we ended up winning that game, but they still fought back and pushed it to extra innings.
2 balls and 2 strikes here to Dante Morton.
Our Lions got to have a few games. Well, they've had a few games over the past 4 or 5 days, including the next one. Oh, wow.
Shot out to left field. Catalano's back, and he's out of room. Dante Morton takes him deep for the 2-run shot, and that adds to the lead. The score is now 8-0. That one got out in a hurry.
Yeah, that was definitely he caught every bit of that baseball.
So that flips the lineup over, and you know you're a good ball club when you have your 9-hole hitting home runs.
Oh, absolutely.
He goes in on Cosby, and it plunks him.
Gets on base again.
So it continues to improve that on-base percentage. It's well over 50%. That brings up Daniel Dryden. Still no outs here in the top of or in the bottom of the 6th. And this is when it can get ugly.
It's these innings that just slip away from the opposing team that we really can add some insurance runs.
Dryden at the dish. Rollins over there at first running for Cosby. This one's shot down the left field line, but it's going to be foul.
Another foul ball. They must. These Bryan hitters must really like seeing these left-handed pitching, or this left-handed pitcher for Fisher. They've even their foul balls have looked really, really solid.
No balls and a strike. The breaking ball is fouled off back behind the first base dugout.
Still nobody out.
Daniel Dryden up. Ronald Luke checks on Alex Rollins over there at first. The 0-2 pitch now on its way. This one misses low. Rollins takes off. And he is caught stealing. He tried to read the dirt ball, and Torres came up with it cleanly and fired it to second for the first out.
Can't really hate that decision right there. I mean, up 8 runs, might as well try to get around there to second base.
So now the bases will be empty for Dryden. The 1-2 pitch from Luke. Breaking ball misses low and outside. The 2-2 pitch now. This one's swung on. This one's hit deep to left field. Left fielder, you're in the splash zone. Gone! Daniel Dryden joins the home run party. That's the Lions' 4th of the game and their 40th of the season.
Wow, 40 home runs on the year already?
Unbelievable performance here in these middle innings for the Lions. They've quickly now jumped out to a 9-0 lead.
Glad to see Daniel Dryden kind of get back. He struggled a little bit this past weekend. I'm glad to see him put a ball over the fence.
Yeah, he's probably been waiting for that one. He is leading the team now with 7 home runs on the year. Marquez sends this one into shallow left field. Catalana camps out under it and catches it for the second out. Now Cade Cahoon at the dish for the Lions.
Cade kind of got gave the offense a little jolt. Since then, we've put up 7 runs since his really we've put up 4 runs since his 3-run home run, but including his, we've had 7 runs since he's been in the baseball game.
Yeah, it was 2-0 last time he was at the plate. This one's sent to the third baseman. Wide throw, and Cade Cahoon is going to be safe at first. It sent Stellano off the bag, and he had to tag Cahoon, but it got away out of his glove. So that'll be an error there from the third baseman, Jeremy Renta. So now Bass Cooper finally gets to hit from the right side of the plate with the lefty and Ronald Luke up on the bump.
I'd say he's pretty happy about that.
It's definitely been his stronger side this year. Watches the first one in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch from Luke. Big swing, chopped foul.
Kind of look like he wrapped around that one a little bit. Definitely trying to pull it right here.
The 1-1 pitch on its way from Luke. That one misses low to Cooper. So hitter's count once again, 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch from Luke. This one's chopped foul again. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Luke. And the backdoor breaker, strike 3 on Bass Cooper. The Lions strike again in the bottom of the 6th with 3 runs Another home run. They're leading 9-0. We'll be back. We're back in Everett on the mound for the Lions. Fisher yet to score a run. Down 9-0 going into the top of the seventh.
Last inning was their opportunity to at least just scratch one across, just kind of feel good about themselves. And they were unable to do so. So they're going to have to kind of restart to get back to that position.
Pinch hitter for Fisher at the dish, Ben Sawyer. Hitting 111 on the year. He sends this one to center field.
Wow,
and
great
Dryden
play.
with a diving catch.
Excellent play from Daniel Dryden in center field.
So he sends one into the pond, and he catches the diving ball in center field as well.
Is that Mike Trout out there?
Now Kobe Johnson at the plate for the Falcons of Fisher.
Grayson, we talked about Camden Fuquay working on his legs earlier, going to get those foul balls. Sam Raper's doing the same thing. You can see him walking across the bottom of the screen.
Strike one called there. The 0-1 pitch from Everett on its way. Breaking ball sent to right field. Ogg crashing in on it. And it gets down, but it's foul.
Would have been a tough play for Morton, Cooper, or Ogg over there on the right side of the field. So I'm glad that ball got foul.
Beautiful day here at center field in Dayton, Tennessee. Crawling into the low 70s at this point in the afternoon.
It's definitely baseball weather today. We've definitely been blessed here at really in February too, but in March.
I've talked to you about this, Daniel. Outside of a couple days over Christmas break, it's been a really warm winter.
I know that kind of makes me wonder how warm it's going to be this summer.
If this is any prelude to what it's going to be like this summer, I really don't want anything to do with it.
We'll be playing a lot of MLB The Show inside, right?
No, I'll be sweating my butt off cutting lawns.
Oh, yeah. I'll be on a roof somewhere,
Yeah.
so.
You understand the pain.
Oh, I get it. Not to weaken your work any, but I would probably rather be on a lawnmower. There's at least sometimes a little breeze on a lawnmower.
Yeah, the lawnmower, but it's the weed eating part that's.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I'd be on a roof. Rather be on a roof.
That one was shot up to Dante Morton for out number 2.
Grayson, it's starting to feel like one of those women's basketball blowout games where we just start making up stuff to talk about, like what we're doing this summer. And people listening could care less, but here we are talking about it. So,
well, it's a 9-0 game. Armando Torres at the plate facing the 0-2 count. Another slider misses outside. A ball and a pair of strikes here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
Great
Swung
pitch.
on and missed. And Cosby is just going to tag him to complete the strike 3.
I don't know what that
drop
was.
third strike. I don't either. So Everett working well in top of the 7th. Holds them to no runs still. Lions leading 9-0. We'll be back. Back for the bottom of the 7th. Bradley Prince Jr. will lead things off for the Lions of Bryan College. In the pitch for Fisher, his first appearance of the year, number 47, Cesar Lazou. Lazou, the right-handed pitcher, gets the sign from Torres behind the dish, misses wide with the fastball.
Grayson, we know nothing. We know nothing about him because he hasn't pitched before.
He throws with his right hand.
Yeah, I was going to say he's right-handed. He's wearing gray pants and a gray jersey. So
1-0 fastball in there for strike 1.
And he's throwing 1 strike.
A ball and a strike apiece. Breaking ball from Lazou misses wide. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit sharply into right field. That'll be good enough for a leadoff single for Bradley Prince Jr. His second hit of the ball game. Devin Ogg up at the dish after having a tremendous few games a couple weekends ago. He's struggled a little bit at the dish. Breaking ball outside. course, you raise the expectation when you hit 4 home runs in 2 games.
I was going to say our 20-run game really just kind of that was the first. That was the first game that we did.
Yeah.
Was that the first game that was broadcasted? Or
I think, yeah, it was.
yeah, the first game.
It was.
So I mean, starting like that for us, there's really only one way to go from there. You can't go up.
Yeah, it's like it's a 9-0 game. Is that all you got?
Yeah, come on, guys.
Big swing there from Ogg, but he comes up empty. Lazoo has him with 2 balls and 1 strike. Comes set. 2-1 pitch. Misses inside. Torres checks on Prince over there at first. Three balls and a strike now. Lazoo needs to do anything but walk him here. Here's the pitch. Swung on.
It's good enough to get through.
And gets by the first baseman and the second baseman.
They're going to send in.
And Prince Jr. is going first to third here. Great throw. And he shot out at third. What a throw there from Yariel Salinas.
Wow.
That was a bang-bang play over there, too.
Yeah. I didn't even see the umpire signal anything, so I thought they was looking at him. I was like, what? Is he going to say anything?
The home plate umpire is the one who came out here to call the play. Naparowski at the dish now. 1 out, runner on first. Breaking ball in the dirt. A ball and no strikes to Naparowski. Big swing, fouls it off.
Fouling it straight back means he's on it. He's just hoping that pitcher throws another fastball. He's not going to be under this one.
It's kind of like hitting the front or back of the rim in basketball, and it's just
absolutely.
You're right on line, just not quite the distance. A ball and a strike. Fastball misses high, yeah. Lazoo would like a ground ball double play here. Naparowski would like to extend this lead with a ball in the gap.
Or the fence.
That too. That is always an option. 2-1 pitch misses wide, and that'll send Ogg up to second, put him in a scoring position. So Ogg at second in scoring position. 3 balls and a strike against Owen Naparowski. They're going to call a balk on Cesar Lazoo.
Guess he didn't come set. Is that what they're going to say?
Yeah.
So now a base hit or really just a deep fly ball will score him here. Score Ogg.
Infielders are in. It makes me wonder if a run scores here, if that'll be run rule. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a run rule in just a regular 9-inning game.
That's something we're always oblivious of up here.
I know. Maybe we need to look into that.
It's like, well,
of course, then what would we talk about?
Some games have it, some games don't. So
Yeah.
it's not a universal thing.
Yeah.
So now runners at the corners. Dante Morton at the dish. He's had a good day so far. Lazoo misses wide. Lazoo comes set. The 1-0 pitch on its way. This one swung on and shot straight up the elevator shaft.
I think the wind's going to help it get out. Oh, right off the dugout.
It will be foul. So another life for Morton. So corners in, middle infielders in double play depth. Lazoo, the 1-1 pitch. Shot down the right field line, drifting foul.
You know, with Dante Morton's speed, that very well could be well, I guess it would be a double. I don't know if Owen. I don't know if I've really seen Owen run very much.
Trot around the bases, maybe.
Yeah, I've seen him trot quite a bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch to Morton. Breaking ball outside corner.
Oh.
And the umpire's going to ring him up.
Little late strike call there.
Yeah, and the Lazoo threw the ball in the I've never seen anything like this. Lazoo threw the ball towards the dugout.
I'm confused.
I think it might have been like his first career strikeout or something. This is his first appearance, and
and that's how the game's over.
oh my goodness, I've never in my life seen anything like that. The ball was still in play after the strikeout. Lazoo never stepped off, called time, or anything like that. So he threw the ball towards the dugout, and the runners took off. They scored the 10th run and finished the run rule. So
I guess you
what an anticlimactic finish there.
Grace, we were talking about that earlier. We were talking about the pitch clock ruining baseball. I don't think that ruined it. I just don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, I guess he just thought there was an understanding, like, hey, he first strikeout, keep the baseball, but.
Yeah, that's wow. Like I said, never seen anything like that. But Bryan takes both games from Fisher in this unorthodox weekend series, the Saturday-Monday set. They win this one 10-0, have no troubles. Jacob Allman, what a performance from him on the mound, Daniel.
Outstanding job. He well, we talked about it quite a few times, but he got in the zone early on those hitters and kind of put the ball in their court, saying, look, I'm going to throw it in the zone. You have to hit it. And he just kind of said, look, my stuff's better than the way you guys swing it right now. And he was definitely right. My personal opinion, he gave up 0 hits in 5 of the third innings, I think, how many he pitched. So big shout out to Jacob Allman. I know he felt good doing that. Kind of getting back into his groove that we saw him in basically all of last year, and kind of a rough start to the year, but he bounced back today. Another guy I want to shout out, I don't know if we're on to hitters yet, but Cade Cahoon coming in. We don't know what happened with Bryson Lofton. Hopefully he's all okay, maybe just letting him rest today since it's like an unorthodox weekend, playing again tomorrow. But big shout out to Cade Cahoon going yard his first at bat, kind of getting the offense jump started. So excuse me, I don't know what jump charged even means.
That's cool, new word.
Hey, jump charged, looky there, in the 5th inning, and then that projected us to a 10-0 win in 7 innings, saving the pitching a little bit. I'm sure they very much enjoy that.
Yeah, our pitchers had a stellar performance, only giving up 2 hits, and only one of those I really believe is a true hit. And, of course, as you mentioned, Cade Cahoon got things going for the Lions offense, but they didn't look back. They had three more home runs after that one.
Absolutely. Daniel Dryden and Dante Morton also had some home runs. Who else had the other?
Bradley Prince.
And Bradley Prince. Yeah, he had that opposite field home run. And I think it just took a little bit, especially a guy coming off the bench and having success early, kind of saying, guys, it's okay. We can hit this guy. And we broke through, and things got a lot better then. So
so Fisher will fall to 3-5 on this young season for them. They're just getting going, reigning out of Boston, Massachusetts, and we appreciate them coming down. If you are a supporter of Fisher, thank you for tuning into this one. We're glad to bring you this baseball action here today. And Bryan is going to improve to 13-5 through 18 games. So they've had a really hot start early on in this season. They win this one 10-0. Thank you for tuning in. For Grayson Whaley, Daniel Cox, go Lions, as you always say, right?
I know. I said go Lions. Yeah. God bless and go Lions.
There you go. We'll switch it up a little bit. Again, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next time.